Hello friends, welcome back to environmental season. Okay, in this video I am going to show my short notes on environment, how I made a short notes and how to utilize these short notes in the UPSC preliminary examination as well as the mains examination. The short notes plays a key role, guys. You all know about that because for prelims we need to study the 7 to 8 subjects. So one day before the prelims we can't able to revise entire book of 7 subjects because each book contains 150 to 200 pages. It's we faces a very difficult to revise each and everything. That's why the short notes play a key role to revise each and everything of 7 subjects one day before the exam. How? How means it's simple, guys. If you write the short notes with your hands, then it will be easy for you to remember each and everything by seeing the one point, just one point in the your short notes. Okay, I will show you the proof how it really brings your knowledge in today's class. Okay, guys, and if you make the short notes, it will be very important for you to revise each subject within 1 hour one day before the UPSC preliminary examination, so that you can revise each and every subject within the 2 to 3 hours, so that all the subjects are covered one day before the preliminary examination. That's why the short notes plays a key role. This is these short notes I am showing because everyone should aware about the short notes. Okay, many people who are working individuals as well as students, they don't have a time to write the environment or any short notes. Okay, that's why I made a PDF to provide this PDF to those individuals who are unable to write their own notes due to the some other work. Okay, in this video I will showcase that what all I written in the environmental short notes. Okay, first I written the basics, under which I just define each and every term like environment, biosphere. You can see I just defined each and everything. Okay, in short terms you can elaborate these points. Many people don't know about the habitat as well as the niche. Okay, that's why I differentiated about this also. Okay, the terms we need to know, these are very important for all the preliminary exam as well as the state PSC. Okay, state examinations also it plays a very important in state examination. They just ask about the what is every thermal or what is endothermal, like that they will ask, and they will provide some options such as a cold-blooded animals, winter sleep animals, like that. Warm-blooded animals. Just you need to tick up about the it is warm-blooded animal, like that you need to tick up. Okay, like that I provided each and every term such as every thermal, endothermal, stenothermal, exothermal, hibernation, aestivation. You can see here. Hibernation means winter sleep animals. Aestivation means summer sleep animals. You need to elaborate. Later you need to elaborate these points. Okay. In the mains examination you need to elaborate. For prelims you just need to mug up these facts. Okay, guys. Okay. And coming to the ecosystem, I clearly defined about the ecosystem definition. Later I also elaborated about the components of the ecosystem. You can see here the components of ecosystem are biotic as well as abiotic. In the biotic I clearly explained about the autotrophs as well as heterotrophs. Autotrophs are the majorly called as trees. Heterotrophs are the animals which are dependent on the autotrophs. Autotrophs are primary producers which do not dependent on anything except sunlight. They produce their own food. Okay, these are called autotrophs. Heterotrophs are the animals which are dependent on the autotrophs, such as a grasshopper and a deer, that one. And in the autotrophs there are other things like herbivorous means which eat grass. Okay, carnivorous which eat non-veg. Okay, like tigers. Omnivorous, like we eat both herbs as well as the non-veg. Okay, these are examples for the omnivorous is human beings. Okay, decomposers. Decomposers are the, you all know about the decomposers. After the after we die, there are some uh, chemicals and bacteria that will decompose us, and they provide the nutrition back to the environment. That's called the decomposers. Okay, like that you need to elaborate each and everything. You only, if you only see this, the components, only if you see this, you can write about 250 pages, 250 words here. By seeing this only, you can write about 250 words by elaborating this. You can see here abiotic are the sunlight, air. The air contains carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen. You can elaborate like this. The soil is very important for nutrients to provide nutrients which are important for the autotrophs. That's why the soil is important for us. The water plays a key role in the ecosystem stability. Okay, that's why you need to elaborate each and everything. Okay, you need to elaborate each and everything. By just seeing this, you can elaborate this as 250 words. Okay friends. Okay, next we will see about the functioning of the ecosystem. Here you can see the functioning of the ecosystem. Okay, the functioning of the ecosystem, I again classified into energy flow, food chain, food web, nutrient cycles, ecological pyramid, biogeological cycles. Okay, first we will come to the energy flow. You can see I clearly written here the energy flow. Energy flow is always a unidirectional and non-cyclic. Okay, and I explained about the how the energy is transferred. Okay, in the trophic levels. First, by pointing one, you can start as by saying trophic level. By seeing this image, you can clearly say that what is trophic levels. Okay, by seeing this image, you can clearly explain about the trophic level. If they ask in the examination, you can explain like the trophic levels are the different stages in food chain, representing the flow of energy from one organism to the another organism in ecosystem. Each level consists of organisms. Okay, each level consists of organisms that shares the same role in the food chain. There are, you can also say that there are mainly 5 trophic levels. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, you can say, you can differentiate, and by saying that you can also elaborate these points. In the first trophic level, called as producers, the first trophic level is called as producers, under which examples are the grass, trees and the phytoplanktons. Okay, in the second trophic level, we can provide we can say that as primary consumers, and we can explain that we can give the examples such as deers, rabbits, caterpillars and zooplanktons. In the third trophic level stage, you can say the secondary consumers, and you can give examples of frog, small fish, foxes. Okay, and coming to the fourth trophic level, you can say that the name that as a tertiary consumer, and provide examples such as snakes, large fish, eagles. And finally, it's a fifth one. You can say that name that as a quaternary consumer, and you can give the examples of lion, sharks, tigers. Okay, like that you can elaborate this only one diagram. You can elaborate and write around 250 words. Okay, if they ask in the mains examination. Okay guys, this is the power of the short notes. Okay, and I also explained here the food chain as well as the food web. Okay, you can see here food chain as well as the food. I just written only 2 points here. See, only it's a linear path and simple network. Okay, it's simple network and linear path. By seeing that, you can elaborate this point. Okay, you can elaborate food chain. A food chain is a linear sequence of organism where each one is eaten by the next. Like that you can elaborate, and you can give the example such as grass is eaten by the grasshopper, and grasshopper is eaten by the frog is eaten by the snake, and snake is eaten by the eagle. Like that you can also give the example of this. And I also provided the classification of the food chain can be 2 types, which is grazing food chain and detrivorous food chain. In grazing food chain, it starts from the autotrophs. Okay, autotroph. In the detrivorous food chain, it starts from the dead organism. Okay, we will see that this decomposition cycle clearly about detrivorous. Okay, when coming to the food web, I just provided the 2 points here. You can see the follows multiple feeding relations and complex network. That's the 2 points I provided. By seeing these 2 points, you can elaborate that as a food chain is a network of interconnected food chains in an ecosystem. It shows a multiple relationship between organisms, as most animals eat more than one type of food. And you can provide the example of the plants is eaten by deers, rabbits and grasshoppers. Okay, it's known as food web. Like that you can elaborate. And you can also elaborate the ecological pyramid. By seeing this diagram, you can elaborate an ecological pyramid is a geographical representation of a relationship between different trophic levels in an ecosystem, and it shows the flow of energy, biomass or number of organisms at each level. You can see here, I also written it. By seeing this picture, you can elaborate this. Okay, first when we come to energy, we can just by seeing this diagram, we can say that only 10% of energy is passed to next level and 90% is lost. Okay, always. And the energy flow is always upright because the energy decreases at a higher level. You can say like that. Okay, and also you can provide the example such as sun. From the sunlight is sun energy is taken by the grass, and the grass energy is taken by the grasshopper, and the grasshopper energy is taken by the frog, and the frog energy is taken by the snake, and snake energy is taken by the eagle. Like that you can explain by providing some such as grass is taken energy from the sun, which is 10,000 kilocalories. Like grasshopper eats the grass by taking 1,000 kilocalories. The frog eats the grasshopper by taking 100 kilocalories. The snake eats the frog by taking 10 kilocalories. The eagle eats the snake by taking 1 kilocalories. Like that you can also provide the example. Okay friends, you can see here the you can see also see the biomass. Okay, biomass. Here also I explained about the land as well as the ocean. Okay, you can see here the decomposition cycle also. You can see here the decomposition cycle starts from the detritus. Detritus means the dead organism, and the detrivorous. Detrivorous in the sense these are the detrivorous in the sense earthworms. Earthworms, they break down the dead organisms by working mechanical, by doing a mechanical work. Okay, and next level is the decomposers. Here the organisms such as bacteria, fungi, these chemically decompose the dead organ material. Okay, and next process is leaching. After decomposing the dead organism, the dead material will leach into the ground. Later it become humidification, and later it act as a mineral. Okay, mineral for plants. You can say like that. You can also see the primary succession, secondary succession, nutrient cycles. I clearly mentioned about it. Okay, you can see here the carbon cycle I clearly mentioned. Okay, and you can also see how I explained. You can see here the ecosystem are both ecosystem are classified into two types, the terrestrial ecosystem as well as the water ecosystem. The terrestrial ecosystem is the forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem. The water ecosystem is the lake ecosystem, wetland ecosystem, mangroves ecosystem, coral ecosystem. First I written the terrestrial ecosystem. You can see factors affecting the terrestrial ecosystem is sunlight, temperature, soil, nutrients and the water. Okay, when coming to the forest ecosystem, there are three types of forests in the world. It's around tropical forest, temperate forest and taiga forest. I also provided the degrees from 0 degree to 30 degree, 30 degree to 65 degree, 65 degree plus, like that. And efforts to regulate, I also provided the efforts to regulate the forest. Okay, the international efforts such as UNFCCC, red and red plus, you can see red and red plus. I elaborated about the red. Okay, how to reduce the greenhouse gases by using red efforts. Okay, you can also see IPCC, intergovernmental panel on the climate change. They provided the guidelines. They provide the guidelines and practices to conserve the forest. Okay, New York Declaration on the Forest, which says that we are regenerating the forest by 350 million hectare by 2030. Like that you can when they ask about the forest ecosystem or any environment, about the any environment also, you can bring these efforts. Okay, you can bring these efforts like UNFCCC red plus, red plus plus. These showcase that the student has a more knowledge about the subject to evaluator, then you will get a more marks than normal person. Okay, if you see just you writing a red and red plus and New York declaration also, then it will be around 50 words. Okay, then it will be around 50 words. These plays a very important role in the essays elaborating. In just answers, you just need to provide the just headings of this. That's it. And you can also, these are the international measures to conserve to protect the forest. Okay, and there are national measures also. Okay, to protect the forest. You can see that first we can see the legal measures: the Indian Forest Act, Forest Conservation Act, okay, Wildlife Protection Act, Environmental Protection Act. I also elaborated this each and every point. You can see here the Indian Forest Act classifies protected forest as well as reserved forest to regulate the forest produce. Okay, the Forest Conservation Act I elaborated here, see, to decrease the diversion of the forest land into the non-forest purpose. Okay, and in later pages I also explained about the Wildlife Protection Act as well as the Environmental Protection Act. You can see in the next pages. Okay, and there are some policies such as a national forest policy, under which the government says that the entire Indian landmass should contain one third of area of forest. Like that, you can also write the social forest, which utilizes unused and fallow lands for forest for forest production. Okay, they classified into rural forest, urban forest, farm forest. You can see here. And Forest Survey of India classifies the forest, define the forest: open forest, moderate forest, dense forest. You can see 10 to 40% canopy per hectare is known as the open forest. Like that, they explained. Okay, like that, I provided each and every efforts taken by the national as well as the international in front of you. Okay, if they ask about the forest ecosystem, if they ask about the forest ecosystem question, then you need to provide the information about what is forest. First you need to define what is forest. Just by saying this, as per the Indian Forest Survey of India, the forest is defined as the canopy per hectare. Like that, you can define that. Okay, after defining that, you can classify the forest. In the world contains three types of forest, majorly tropical forest, temperate forest, and the taiga forest. And you can also elaborate this. The tropical forest also contain evergreen forest, tropical evergreen forest, tropical wet evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical wet deciduous forest, tropical dry deciduous forest. Like that, you can again elaborate these points. You will see in the geography. You can see that points clearly in the geography. Okay, you need not to bother about year. Okay, about that year. Okay, and later you can say the efforts to regulate the forest are you can first point by saying the international efforts are. You can elaborate these points. Okay, the national efforts are. You can elaborate these points. Okay, by saying this, the word 250 words answer will be completed. Okay, the 250 words answer will be completed. Okay, these are the ecosystem. I also written about many. You can see here IUCN red book also I written its headquarters located in the GLAD. And what is the status: critical, endangered and vulnerable. Decline in the last 10 years, 90%, 70%, 50%. Species present now is 0, 50, 250, 10,000. These are very important. This is asked in many examinations. You can once you check your previous year exams also. Okay, I also explained here. See, I also explained about the water ecosystem here. The water ecosystem is classified into three types: fresh water, brackish water, marine water. I also explained about the PPT in the sense the salt content present in this water. That's why it is classified based on the salt content. Okay, factors affecting the water ecosystem, you can see here. Okay, I also explained about the lake ecosystem. Lake ecosystem classified into lithotrophic, mesotrophic, eutrophic. You people are well aware about the eutrophic. I also explained here. See, I also explained. These are very important questions. I clearly explained about this. Okay, by seeing your notes, you can say that the process, consequences, and causes of the eutrophication. I just provided the efforts to regulate the eutrophication, that is Gothenburg Protocol, which aims to reduce the eutrophication, reduce ocean acidification, and reduce ground level ozone. Like that, you can just bring this Gothenburg and explain these efforts. Okay, like that. I will show the other thing also. You can see here the pollution also, environmental pollution. I just provided some basics here. You can see the various pollutants such as air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, waste pollution, the air pollution act. We have air pollution act, water pollution act. The other pollutants are regulated under the Environmental Protection Act. These are very important. You can see the previous year examination also, examination question papers also. There, these questions are directly asked. Okay. When coming to the air pollution again, it can be natural, it can be anthropogenic. You can see here these are the air pollutants, the form of solid, liquid, and gaseous. I explained each and everything. See what all included in solid forms: black carbon, dust particles, soot particles, like that. I also explained about the liquid in the sense sulfuric acid as well as the nitric acid. I just here I explained about the acid rain also. You just see here, when the SO2 interact with the HO2, it will become the sulfuric acid. Like that, you can explain this formula and write the answer for acid rain. And you can also bring the acid rain, causes of acid rain, impact of acid rain. Like that, you can bring these point also into this. Okay, you can see here the gaseous cycle also, from where these gaseous pollutants will emerge into the ecosystem. That also I written here. CO2, it's emerged from the fossil burning. Like that, I provided each and everything. See, ground level ozone is a major problem. You can see in the Delhi. This question is very important in the mains examination and also in the prelims examination. In prelims examination, they majorly ask about the how the ground level ozone will be formed. They will provide some options such as volatile organic compounds and NOx and sunlight, which lead to O3. Like that, they will provide some options. You need to select. I also provided a clear picture about here. You can see here a VOC plus NOx plus sunlight, which lead to ground level ozone. Okay, and to control these ground level ozone, there are some efforts. You can see Vienna Convention, Montreal Protocol, Kaigal Convention, and also I elaborated about what the important measure is taken in that convention also. In Vienna Convention, they talk to reduce ground level ozone. Okay, like that, you can explain each and everything, friends. Okay, the smog is a major problem in urban areas. You can see the photochemical smog and the London smog. There are two types. The photochemical smog is formed by interacting with VOC, NOx, sunlight, and O3. Okay, like that. And to the efforts to control the air pollution, the efforts to control the air pollution, they are taken Air Pollution Act, Environmental Protection Act, and National Air Quality Monitoring Policy, and National Ambient Air Quality Standards, National Air Quality Index. You can see here National Clean Air Policy. Okay, like that, you can elaborate each and everything. If you write this, the examiner will able to understand that this student is well aware of all the points. Like that, he will provide. There is a chance of getting more scores. Okay. Okay, now I am going to provide some knowledge, like how to utilize these notes. Okay, if you are working individual or a student, you don't have a time to make a notes. However, the prelims is near. Okay, if you start making notes now, it takes around 15 to 20 days. It's waste of time now. It's time already gone. That's why I am going to provide you the notes, these notes. Okay, these notes is very important. You should utilize by seeing each and everything. Like you should see the endings of these notes, and you need to go back to your notes and remember each and everything. It takes hardly 3 days, guys. It takes hardly 3 days. Firstly, you face difficulty in first 3 days. Later, while revisioning, these short notes plays a key role to provide each and everything. You just, if you are well aware of the each and every topics in your notes, then these notes plays a key role in your revision. Okay, how means just by seeing these notes you can remember you can remember the what is the definition of environment, and what is the number ecological pyramid, and the number in number also there are the numbers in the ecological pyramid. It's divided into two types, land as well as the ocean. The land has two pyramids. What one is standard pyramid and another is an inverted pyramid. You can see here like that. You need to remember each and everything. These notes play a key role in the remembering and revising the subject. Okay friends, I will provide this PDF if you message me to this number. Okay, okay, if you message me to this number, I will provide this PDF. Trust me guys, this PDF plays a key role in your examination. Okay, later I divided, you can see I made a index. You can see after revising each and everything I made a revision. I made a index of each and every topic. By seeing this index I will easily remember entire polity within the 1 hour of time. Okay, I will easily remember this entire book in 1 hour of time. You should have like this strategy to revise. Okay friends, you can pause here and you can check each and everything. Okay, how I made this index. You can see you can rotate this. Okay friends, initially I started with the pollution chapter. Later I written each and everything here. Just the headlines I written here. By seeing the headlines I will remember each and everything present in that headlines. Okay friends, the video length is very long, that's why I am ending here. Okay, if you want this PDF I will provide you if you message me to this number. Okay, okay friends, see you in the next chapter. Bye.